Hello. I wanted to talk about the topic of religion or Christianity in general. To kind of briefly explain, I was raised a Catholic. When I was a child, I went to church and everything, had my Holy Communion and all that. Up until I was about probably 10 years old, stopped going to church. Considered myself an atheist throughout high school, and 5 years after, 6 years after, whatever. Not until recently, a few months ago, did I actually start. I just kind of picked up a Bible, and it wasn't out of nowhere. It was kind of I had something happen to me that I think was kind of related to God and stuff like that. But point being, I recently started reading the Bible back in July, and I just kind of want to talk about, I guess, things that have happened since I started becoming. I don't know if I'd call it religious or spiritual, or just some things that I've noticed since I started reading the Bible. So first thing, obviously, if you're reading the Bible or any religious book as an atheist, you're probably not gonna, feel anything. I started reading the Bible because I wanted to give Christianity, or namely Catholicism, I wanted to give it a try again. And because of a certain event that happened to me earlier this year, like I said, that kind of made me want to look into it a little bit more. So I've been reading the Bible and everything, and some things that I've noticed is, as somebody who's actively trying to read scripture and learn about scripture, I have been, well, first of all, I've been binge watching a lot of Christian related videos and podcasts and even radio stations and everything. So the first main thing was kind of pushing other content that I've been watching out of the way. And, I used to watch all this, I don't know, a lot of gaming and fitness stuff. And it's not that I don't watch that stuff anymore, but it's definitely to a lesser extent. So since I started reading the Bible, a lot of the stuff that I used to watch and used to give attention to has kind of just been pushed to the wayside. And one thing, for instance, that has recently happened is actually very recently. Last week, I realized I was just spending too much time on Instagram, and mainly that was the main social media app that had been consuming most of my time. And I don't have Facebook, but Instagram was kind of like Facebook for me, in that anytime I'd be at work not doing something, or on lunch, or just out in public, or whatever the case was, I'd immediately just open my phone, open Instagram, and just start scrolling. And I didn't get rid of my account completely. I just wanted to delete the app and see where it would take me. And so I deleted it last week. The plan was just to do a week, but now it's Sunday night, and I don't really plan on downloading it again, at least not yet. Maybe later. But to increase your, I guess, religious, I don't know if you want to say knowledge, or let's just say to get closer to God. I think that makes more sense. That sounds better. To do that, I would have to push other things out of the way, certain things that don't matter. And Instagram is definitely one of them, and other social media apps as well. And it's not that these apps don't have a place in your life. It's not that they can't, be used for a good purpose, but at least for me, specifically in my case, I was spending too much time on it, and it was just consuming, random little moments throughout the day that I could be using to, do something more important, like reading the Bible, for example, or, just watching any content related to Christianity, or anything like that. So since I've, started reading the Bible, one, I've pushed other content aside, and I even got rid of Instagram, at least temporarily, just to see where it would take me. And because you are trying to, learn more about religion, whatever your religion is, I'm just going to say the Bible, because this video is about reading the Bible. To do that, you have to get rid of other things, or at least make it so that you have more time to read and learn about Christianity, right? So That's the main thing I've noticed, that since I've actually picked up the Bible, and not just started reading it, but started reading it and wanting to learn about it and wanting to actually understand what's going on. Because for the first few months, when I was reading the Bible, I kind of was, it almost felt like a chore. But at a certain point, I started trying to dive into it more and try to understand it more, and actually look into it. And if there was like ever a verse or something that I didn't understand, I would just Google it. Google, the like, for instance, like Acts 15, whatever. If there's something I wouldn't understand, I'd just Google it and see different people's interpretations of what it meant. And since I've been doing that, it's actually been more fun. It's felt more like less like a chore and more like something that I should be doing. Almost like it's homework. Like, well, I don't even want to say like it's homework, because that makes it sound like I don't want to do it, but I need to. This is, I do want to do it and I need to do it. And so that's the main thing. That since I've started reading the Bible, and actually since I started wanting to read the Bible, let's say that, I've pushed out a lot of unnecessary things in my life that don't matter as much. And just a plus side of just getting rid of social media in general, from what I've noticed, is I feel like I have more clarity in my thoughts. I can think more openly about things, and I don't have like an itch, almost like like an itch to just scroll on my phone. And that's basically what Instagram was. It's almost like smoking, because I used to smoke too, and it's like, once you stop, it's not necessarily that you want to smoke, but it's like you have to do something to occupy yourself. Like your hands would always be, just wanting to, I don't know, it's just hard to explain. It's like you'd always want to hold something, or I don't know, something with your time, right? And if you can find the right thing to occupy yourself with, in this case, the Bible, I think it'll help you find more meaning in life. And if you can, if you can apply something, if you can apply a meaning to something that you spend most of your time doing, then you'll find a meaning to your life, if that makes sense. It made more sense in my head. What I mean by that, if I can try to explain this better, is if you're spending all your time on social media apps, you'll realize at some point that what you're doing does not matter, and you're just wasting your time. And at some point, maybe not now, but later down the road, you'll catch yourself and realize you've wasted so much time on absolutely nothing that matters. Whereas if you're reading the Bible or doing something that has meaning to you and value, you'll be able to realize pretty much instantly, but maybe later down the road, that your time is valuable and you're actually doing something with it, and that should help you get joy out of life and get more of a meaning. And I'm not gonna say like that since I started reading the Bible, I'm just automatically happy and all my worry and doubt has gone away. That's not the case. That's not the truth. But there have been a lot of subtle positive changes that have happened, and that's kind of what I want to get at. If you can stay consistent with something that actually means something to you and something that is good for you, which in this case for me is reading the Bible, then you will have improvements in your life. And it may not be drastic, but over time, those subtle positive changes will add up, and I think it will, ultimately benefit you. And that's the purpose of this video. I feel like the whole time I've been filming this video, it has not focused on me. Whatever. Anyway, that's pretty much the conclusion of this video. I don't know if it was all over the place, but I said all that to say that reading the Bible may not change your life in one day, but over time, through reading scripture and actually wanting to read it and finding meaning in it and actually believing in it, you will ultimately benefit your life. That's all I got. Thanks.